Hey there, Brian Goulet of the Goulet Pen Company and Ink Nouveau, and today I want to share with you my top 3 favorite daily carry fountain pens. What does that mean? These are the 3 pens that I like to keep with me at all times. Now, this is just purely based on my own preferences, my uses and all that. This isn't not by any means something that I think that you should definitely carry around, but I just wanted to share with you what 3 pens I kind of always keep around and why I do that. So here's what I have. Basically, when I carry my pens, I almost always carry them in my laptop case because I do everything on my laptop. I'm very mobile. I work at home a lot, work here in the office a lot, and I will sometimes travel up to Rachel's parents or whatever. And so I usually have a laptop case that looks something like that, very thick. If you've seen my Q&A videos, you've seen my laptop. So I usually have my laptop, maybe some books or something, whatever I'm reading, John Maxwell. I might have some other just random books and things, random office papers and stuff. I've got like spare hard drives and that kind of stuff because I do a lot of video work. But here in the front pocket, I have my pens, along with various other things. So I've got a pouch there with all kinds of pens and stuff. And me personally, I like these little Aston leather slips for my individual pens, my nicer pens, the pens that I don't worry about quite as much. I've got like a Pilot Metropolitan here. I don't sweat that quite as much, but my nicer pens, I'll keep them in an individual little leather slip just so they'll, stay in really good condition. But that's pretty much how I end up carrying most of my pens. So let me share with you the 3 pens that I carry the most and why. The first pen that I like to carry is my Pilot Custom 74 in blue with a medium nib. Now I've been talking about this pen for years. It's been kind of my daily carry pen for a number of years. Usually I'll keep it inked up with something blue, like Noodler's Libertas Elysium has been a mainstay ever since we created that. Before I created that ink with Nathan Tardif of Noodler's, Noodler's blue was kind of my staple. It kind of matches the blue, it kind of matches the logo, it actually matches my shirt. I swear that's not the reason I wore the shirt today. I just like blue. So that's kind of a mainstay. Noodler's 54th is another one I keep in here a lot. Pilot Orochizuku Konpeki. When I first started out with pens, fountain pens, I didn't really always try to match the ink to the pen, but as I've gotten more of an extensive pen collection, I kind of tend to keep colors that match the pens. It just makes it easy to kind of remember what they are. So the reason I like to carry this pen is really just because of the way it writes. It's a good size, it's kind of a longer pen. I've got really large hands, so I like to have a long pen. And just the nib is so smooth, it flows really well. It's got a kind of a soft nib, doesn't flex like give variation or anything, but it just feels very soft, kind of springy as I write. And it's also got a really good ink capacity. It's got the Pilot Con 70 ink converter in here, so I can write with one color for a long time, and then when I go to refill it, I don't have to fill it as often. I normally don't refill my pens very much, personally. I like to change colors a lot, but this is one pen that I keep inked up with the same color more often than not. My next daily carry pen is my Lamy 2000, just the standard one. There's a stainless steel one. I don't have that one. I've got the Macrolon version. Usually I end up keeping this one in my Midori Traveler's Notebook. I've also been known to keep it in a leather slip sometimes if I want to switch up the pen that I keep in the Traveler's Notebook. The reason I like this pen is it's very durable. It's a nice pen, but it's not really flashy. It's kind of understated. I like the design. It's very well balanced. It's very easy to post and unpost and to uncap because it's just a snap cap. And then it's got a really good ink capacity. It's a piston filler. It's got a 14 karat gold nib, writes really smooth. This is a medium nib. I usually, this one doesn't really have a color, so you're kind of free. I find that when you're using like a demonstrator or a black pen or something like that, you usually have a little more freedom about what ink you can use, because if you have like a yellow pen, you're going to want to use yellow ink, or an orange pen, you want orange ink or something like that. But this one you have a little more freedom. So usually I'll end up keeping something in the blue family just because I love blue. I think right now I've got Lamy turquoise in here, something like that, something with a good amount of shading. I usually don't keep anything that's too saturated in color in this pen. Another thing I really like about this, it's piston. You can't see through it, but it does have an ink window, so when your ink level starts to get low, you know, you can actually tell that. So that's why I like to carry around my Lamy 2000. And the third pen I carry is actually kind of in a whole different league than the other two. The Custom 74 and the Lamy 2000 are really nice, kind of expensive pens. But this other one I've got is a Pilot Metropolitan. It's just, you know, it's a really inexpensive pen. It writes well. It's got a medium nib on it, but it's a Pilot medium, so it's a little bit finer than, you know, the German pens. And it's honestly just very reliable. Snap cap, really easy, convenient to you know, make available to write. The grip is a little thin for my taste, so I don't personally write with it for very long writing sessions at a time. But for quick notes and stuff like that, it's great, and that's why I keep it around. You know, if I want to throw it in my pocket or something, I don't mind throwing it in my pants pocket next to my keys or whatever, because it's a very durable pen and it's not a really expensive one, so I'm not really worried about scratching it or anything like that. Also, you know, it's at a price point where if I accidentally leave it somewhere or drop it in the parking lot or somebody steals it or something like that, I'm really not going to sweat it too bad. So, you know, when I'm carrying my more expensive pens around, I'm a little more careful, but this one, it's kind of my knock-around pen. This one is in tight competition with like a Lamy Safari or Lamy All-Star, but those are a little more expensive, and even those I tend not to knock around quite as much. The Pilot Metropolitan is kind of my go-to knock-around pen. It was really tough to limit it to only 3 pens, but those are my top 3. I've also, you know, I almost never carry just 3 pens around, but those 3 are kind of my mainstay. I've got a lot of other pens, usually something like the Monteverde Nighthawk, or I've got a Delta Fusion 82 here. It's kind of like whatever new pen that I have that's kind of hot that I want to test out and carry around with me. That's kind of like the 4th pen, or maybe the 5th pen that I'll carry around with me. But these 3 that I have, these are the ones that I kind of always have with me. They're my faithful, you know, standbys, and then usually if there's any additional ones, I'll kind of rotate those out as my 4th, 5th, 6th, whatever pens. But those are the 3 I always have. So that's my opinion. I'm sure you've got some great reasons for the pens that you carry around. If you do, I'd love to hear about it, either on Ink Nouveau in the blog comments or on YouTube in the comments. If you got any other questions or anything like that, you can always leave me a comment, or you can hit me up on Twitter or on Facebook. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate you spending time with me today, and right on.